Tomorrow's grid will have millions of source and consumption points communicating with another. Solar panels, batteries, electric vehicles, industries, homes, substations, and power plants will increasingly becoming parts of one intelligent system. This is where Telangana has a unique advantage. Hyderabad is already one of India's great technology centers. We have deep capabilities in information technology, artificial intelligence, electronics, advanced manufacturing, and research. The same city which develops software for the world can also develop the intelligence that runs the electricity grid of the future. Imagine artificial intelligence forecasting electricity demand street by street. Imagine predictive systems identifying a transformer likely to fail before it actually fails. Imagine storage automatically responding to fluctuations in renewable generation. Imagine industries adjusting consumption intelligently when electricity is abundant and expensive. The convergence of electrons algorithms will be one of the defining opportunities of the next decade, and Hyderabad should be at the center of it. Artificial intelligence itself will require enormous amounts of energy. There is an interesting paradox here. Artificial intelligence can make our electricity systems more efficient, but artificial intelligence itself consumes enormous quantities of electricity. The global expansion of artificial intelligence and data centers is creating an entirely new class of electricity demand itself. For Hyderabad, therefore, clean energy is not only an environmental policy, it is increasingly also economic infrastructure. If we can provide reliable, affordable, increasingly green electricity, we strengthen Hyderabad's competitiveness as a destination for AI, data centers, and advanced industries. We are already beginning to see this connection. Plans include a 100 megawatt renewable energy facility to support a proposed AI data center at Bharat Future City, which is coming very soon in Hyderabad. This is a future we see digital infrastructure and clean energy infrastructure growing together. We must manufacture the transition. There is another principle which is equally important. India cannot merely be a consumer of the global energy transition. We must manufacture the energy transition. Solar equipment, wind equipment, batteries, power electronics, electrolytes, charging systems, and grid technologies represent enormous industrial opportunities. Telangana wants companies to manufacture these technologies here itself. Our policies therefore provide incentives, including capital support for solar and wind manufacturing, ST reimbursement, and electricity duty exemptions also. But investors require more than these incentives. They require certainty, they require predictability, and they require land and infrastructure, and above all, they require speed. Through mechanisms such as TZ-IPAS, Telangana has built a reputation for facilitating investment and accelerating approvals. My message to industry friends today is very simple. Do not look at Telangana merely as a market for clean energy. Look at Telangana as a place from which you can build clean energy business for India and for the world. The next frontier, green molecules. Our ambition also goes beyond electricity. Green hydrogen, green ammonia, methanol, and sustainable aviation fuels could transform sectors which can not easily be electrified. Our roadmap envisages more than 400,000 tons per annum of green hydrogen by 2030, rising further by 2035. But friends, here too our objectives should not be confined to producing just merely an hydrogen. Around every emerging technology there is an ecosystem. There are equipment manufacturers, there are engineering companies, there are logistics providers, there are researchers, there are startups, there are skilled jobs. These states which understand this ecosystem early will capture much more economic value than those which simply install capacity. A transition must ultimately improve people's lives. But amidst all these numbers and technologies, we should remember something fundamental. Energy policy is ultimately about people. A successful energy transition cannot be measured only in gigawatts installed or tons of carbon avoided. It must also be measured in jobs created, farmers supported, industries made competitive, business enabled, and families receiving dependable electricity. Agriculture remains particularly important for Telangana. Distributed renewable energy, solarization, and efficient agriculture power use can reduce pressure on the electricity system while opening new opportunities for farmers. Similarly, electric mobility will increasingly connect the transport sector with the power sector. Telangana today has fewer than 1,000 EV charging stations. Our roadmap envisages around 6,000 by 2030, 12,000 by 2035. The boundaries which once separated electricity, transport, technology, and industry are disappearing. That is why the transition must be planned as an ecosystem. Government cannot do this alone. And this brings me to perhaps the most important point. The scale of investment required is simply too large for government to accomplish alone. Government must therefore change its role. We must move from a model where government attempts to do everything to one where government enables an ecosystem in which many people can build. Industry must bring capital and execution. Technology companies must bring innovation. Financial institutions must create new instruments. Universities must generate knowledge. Startups must experiment. And governments must create the policy, subtly, and infrastructure that allow all of these to happen. Green bonds, blended finance, carbon markets, and private investments will all become increasingly important. The energy transition will succeed only when public purpose and private enterprise reinforce each other. Friends, that is why this summit matters very much. That is also why gatherings such as the India Energy Summit matter. Because the energy sector can no longer operate in silos. Generations cannot be discussed without transmission. Renewable cannot be discussed without storage. Electric vehicles cannot be discussed without charging infrastructure. Green hydrogen cannot be discussed without renewable electricity. Data centers cannot be discussed without power availability, and none of these can be discussed without finance. The purpose of a summit such as this should therefore go beyond speeches and presentations. A successful summit must produce conversations. Conversations must produce partnerships, and partnerships must ultimately produce projects. That is what we hope will happen here. Telangana's invitation is very clear to the investors, entrepreneurs, technology companies gathered here today. I want to extend a very clear invitation. Come to Telangana, bring us your technology, bring us your ideas, bring us ambitious projects, and bring us difficult problems to solve. You will find here a government willing to engage, a strong technology ecosystem, talented young people, major energy opportunities, and a state determined to execute. India's energy transition will not ultimately take place inside conference rooms in Delhi or in international declarations. It will happen only on the ground. It will happen in our states, in our cities, in our factories, in our farms, and in millions of decisions made by citizens and business. Telangana intends to be the forefront of that transformation. We want to demonstrate that clean energy and economic growth are not competing objectives. Properly designed, one can become the engine of the other. That is the opportunity before us. From renewable energy to storage, from intelligent grids to green hydrogen, from electric mobility to clean manufacturing, we are building the foundation of Telangana's next economy. And I invite all of you to help us build it. Let Telangana not merely consume the energy of the future. Let us create it, store it, manufacture it, intelligently manage it, and build new prosperity around it. Together, let us power not only Telangana's future, but India's also. I invite all of you, the investors, innovators, scientists, CEOs, come. Telangana is a state to encourage all kinds of investors, and it is a heaven for the investors. The state is willing to welcome you with wholeheartedly to share our prosperity and grow together. Thank you very much, and Jai Hind and Jai Telangana.
Thank you so much, sir. Your words have left us more dedicated toward building a more resilient energy ecosystem in Telangana. Ladies and gentlemen, we now come to a special moment. eGov magazine is a leading knowledge platform that brings together insights, ideas, and perspectives from policymakers, government leaders, industry experts,